Did you know that in 1975, history was made in Detroit, Michigan, when WGPR-TV went on the air as the very first Black-owned television station in the United States? This was not just about starting another local channel. It was about breaking barriers in an industry that, for decades, had locked Black people out of owning media, controlling narratives, or even being fairly represented on screen. WGPR-TV, which stood for Where God's Presence Radiates, was founded by Dr. William V. Banks, a Black attorney and minister who refused to accept the idea that television had to remain controlled by the same powerful groups who dictated what the country saw and heard. By taking ownership of a station, Black people finally had a platform to tell their own stories, showcase their own talent, and present images of themselves that weren't filtered through racist stereotypes. What made WGPR-TV so important was not just that it existed, but what it broadcast. It featured Black journalists reporting the news with authority, Black entertainers showcasing culture and creativity, and programs that directly reflected the community it served. For so many families, turning on WGPR meant finally seeing themselves represented in ways that affirmed dignity and truth. It gave jobs to Black producers, directors, writers, and technicians, opportunities that mainstream television refused to provide. And we can't overlook the timing. The mid-1970s was still a period of struggle, barely a decade after the civil rights movement had secured legal rights, but long before true equality was anywhere near reality. WGPR. TV stood as a declaration that media power could belong to us too. It reminded people that ownership matters, because whoever controls the media controls the message. WGPR's legacy continues even today. Though it was later sold, the station's impact remains preserved in history, and in 2017, the WGPR-TV Museum opened in Detroit to ensure that future generations understand just how revolutionary this moment was. So when we talk about representation in media today, we need to remember WGPR-TV. It wasn't just a station, it was a milestone in Black history, a statement of self-determination, and proof that we can create platforms that speak to our truth and uplift our people. WGPR's story shows us that ownership is power, and that power can change the narrative for generations.